Imagine a time when echoes of spiritual revolution resonated throughout ancient Judea, an era marked by Roman oppression and the yearning for a savior. Amid this charged atmosphere, a figure emerged who would alter the course of history: Jesus of Nazareth, the charismatic prophet whose words ignited hearts and defied the powerful. Yet, among the devoted followers and crowds hungry for miracles, one woman stands out with a role that transcends mere devotion. Mary Magdalene, the enigmatic and misunderstood disciple, walked alongside the Master in moments of both agony and glory. Who was she really? Why was she the first to see the empty tomb and bear the news of the resurrection? The closeness between Jesus and Mary Magdalene raises questions that echo through the ages, weaving a tale of secrets, rivalries, and bonds that may have been far deeper than many dare to believe. Could Mary Magdalene have been Jesus' wife? Before we continue, I would kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel so that we can spread the Creator's message to even more people. Thank you. The relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene continues to fascinate and fuel intense debate, blending academic, religious, and cultural interest that spans centuries. In the canonical Gospels, Mary Magdalene is depicted as a figure of significant importance within Jesus' circle. She is one of the few who were present at both his crucifixion and resurrection, being the first to witness the risen Christ. This choice is more than a mere detail. It is a powerful symbol of her privileged status among his followers. In a society where the testimony of women was often disregarded, the fact that Jesus entrusted Mary with the central message of the Christian faith, his resurrection, raises questions about the true nature of their bond. Was she just a devoted follower, or did this closeness hint at something deeper and more personal? The scene where she weeps by the empty tomb and hears Jesus call her by name is suffused with an intimacy that suggests a connection transcending mere religious devotion. This moment is emblematic and piques the curiosity of historians and theologians, who see in it a clue about Mary's unique role in Jesus' life. Speculation about the relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene is bolstered by sources beyond the canonical Gospels, including Gnostic and apocryphal texts, which often present alternative and sometimes provocative narratives. The Gospel of Mary, discovered in 1896 in Egypt, is one of the most intriguing documents for scholars. In it, Mary Magdalene is portrayed as a disciple who not only deeply understands Jesus' teachings, but also explains them to the other disciples, facing resistance and jealousy from Peter. This conflict highlights the tension between feminine spiritual authority and the male-dominated leadership that would later define the early church. The Gospel implies that Mary possessed esoteric knowledge imparted exclusively to her by Jesus, suggesting that he shared teachings with her that were not disclosed to others. This notion challenges the traditional view upheld by the Church, which for centuries reduced Mary Magdalene's image to that of a repentant sinner. Another text that fuels theories of a more intimate relationship is the Gospel of Philip, part of the Nag Hammadi manuscripts discovered in 1945. In this Gospel, Mary Magdalene is referred to as Jesus' companion, a term in the original Greek, koinonos, that has a wide range of meanings, from spiritual partner to spouse. A particularly controversial passage mentions Jesus kissing her on the mouth. While the text is fragmented and open to interpretation, many scholars and proponents of the theory that Jesus and Mary shared a romantic relationship see this as significant evidence. However, others argue that, in Gnostic contexts, a kiss could symbolize the transmission of spiritual wisdom rather than romantic affection. Still, the recurring portrayal of Mary Magdalene as someone exceptionally close to Jesus suggests she held a position that defied the hierarchical structure of the male apostles. These theories and Mary Magdalene's presence in non-canonical texts raise questions about why her role was largely diminished in the official narrative of the Church. In the 6th century, Pope Gregory I delivered a homily that conflated Mary Magdalene with the sinful woman who anointed Jesus' feet in Luke 7:36-50, and associated her with Mary of Bethany, and other unnamed women in the Gospels. This merging of characters, unsupported by clear textual evidence in the Gospels themselves, forged the image of Mary Magdalene as a reformed prostitute, reinforcing the notion of redemption through divine forgiveness. However, contemporary scholars dispute this interpretation, arguing it was a strategic move to downplay the role of a woman who could have challenged the patriarchal structure of the early church. If Mary Magdalene was indeed a spiritual leader with direct access to Jesus' teachings, her status and importance might have rivaled that of the male apostles. Beyond religious texts and historical interpretations, modern times have seen a resurgence of bold theories about the relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene, often explored in fiction and speculative studies. One of the most famous is the theory popularized by Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code, which suggests that Jesus and Mary were married and had descendants, a lineage kept secret and protected by secret societies like the Knights Templar and the Priory of Sion. Although the work is fictional, it draws on legends and theories that have circulated for centuries. The notion of a sacred bloodline raises questions about the spiritual and biological continuity of Jesus' legacy and Mary Magdalene's role as the bearer of this secret. While often dismissed as conspiracy theory lacking substantial documentary support, it reflects a deep-seated desire to re-examine and potentially reframe the role of women in the history of the Christian faith. The persistence of these ideas and the renewed interest in Mary Magdalene within popular culture indicate a search for a more inclusive spirituality and a willingness to question narratives that have traditionally minimized or excluded female figures. If Mary Magdalene were indeed Jesus' partner in a deeper sense, it would reshape the understanding of love, leadership, and the role of women in the foundation of Christianity. It would also suggest a message of equality and inclusion that defies the gender norms of the time and resonates with modern discussions about the role of women in the church and society. Even without definitive proof, the possibility that Jesus and Mary Magdalene shared a romantic, intimate, or marital relationship invites people to revisit their faith from a new perspective, where divine and human love intertwine and expand the Christian message beyond conventional boundaries. Ultimately, whether the truth is a matter of profound spiritual companionship or a romantic union kept hidden, the impact of Mary Magdalene is undeniable. She has endured as a symbol of devotion, strength, and mystery. As the first to proclaim Jesus' resurrection, she embodies the testimony of love and redemption. If her image was deliberately obscured, perhaps it is time to rediscover her, acknowledging that her significance transcends official history to become an icon of renewal, defiance of norms, and spiritual rediscovery. This quest to understand who Mary Magdalene truly was and what her real relationship with Jesus entailed continues to inspire debate, encouraging reflection on forgotten roles and untold stories.